seriously popular.
Was that erectile dysfunction, do you think?
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Life of You, where we dive into your dilemmas and help you find solutions to life's most challenging moments. I'm joined again by the wonderful Helen Flanagan. If you missed my catch-up with Helen earlier in the week, do go back and listen. Today, Freya's having a crisis in crisis PR, Cathy needs us to mansplain periods to her housemate Rory, and Penny's got a sizable issue in the bedroom.
When you have sex with somebody that and it's a healthy relationship, it's so much better.
All of your problems solved right after this.
What is... Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
First problem, Helen. It's a meaty one. Dear Helen and Bryony, I recently started seeing this amazing guy. He's charming, witty, and makes a killer Sunday roast. Everything was going splendidly until we decided to take things to the next level.
I can't wait to hear
Let's just say he's exceptionally well endowed. Like Guinness World Records might be knocking soon. While some might see this as a big plus, I'm finding it a bit overwhelming.
That's amazing.
I love that Penny is the name. Penny is such an innocent name for someone. And who to have written this. Doggy style hurts, and I'm worried that this sizable issue might become a stumbling block in our budding relationship. How do I broach the topic without making him feel self-conscious? It's like a Picasso, beautiful to look at, but I wouldn't want all of it inside me. Would love your thoughts on navigating this sizable situation. From Penny. I mean, I don't like, how can you navigate it with him? Because it's like, he can't make himself smaller.
Oh my God.
think, like lube.
This is amazing.
Lube, Penny. You need some good old-fashioned lube.
Oh my God.
Actually, I'm going to, from the kindness of my heart, share a story with you of a person I had a relationship with who had a huge penis. Absolutely massive. And one of the reasons I knew he was nice, and now obviously he was an arsehole because he dumped me eventually, but was that very early on, and he'd obviously encountered this problem before, he bought some lube. And I was a bit like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh, yes, now I understand why. I don't know, but how do you have these conversations with, partners without making them feel self-conscious?
Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing as well. Like, with sex, is if you're having sex with someone, you always want to feel good about themselves as well. So it's quite hard, isn't it? Because...
Yeah, but I do think as women, I've realised that a lot of the pleasure I derive from sex has been about giving other people pleasure, if that makes sense. And actually, maybe we do have to put ourselves first a little bit more, and pleasure needs to come from our own experiences, if you get what I mean, not giving pleasure to someone else.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also, if the relationship that Penny has with this guy as well, if it's a good, healthy relationship as well, she should feel it more natural to have a conversation about things as well, I think when you have sex with somebody that, and it's a healthy relationship, it's so much better.
Also, there are loads of ways to have sex, aren't there? I keep hearing.
Yeah.
The young people say, oh, sex doesn't just have to be penetrative.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not a sexpert, sadly. But I think, maybe that's what you got to do. You got to think of different ways to sort of enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
If it
And
hurts.
sex should always be like enjoyable and respectful for both as well. So it's not, you should be enjoying having sex as well. So it's like, if it's making you feel uncomfortable,
Yeah,
you
ditch the doggy style. Penny, just so you know, the fact he has a big penis is not news to him.
yeah.
So, he might actually take it as a massive fucking compliment.
He probably will as well.
Dear Helen and Bryony, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm having particularly dreadful periods lately. Think less time of the month and more biblical plague. Cramps, mood swings, the works. The problem is I've started living with my gay best mate Rory, who, having never had a girlfriend or a sister, seems to think periods are like a mild 24-hour stomach bug. Although I have to say, a 24-hour stomach bug there's nothing mild about that, is there? Anyway, that's just me coming in early. The other day, as I was curled up on the sofa spooning a hot water bottle, Rory waltzed in and asked if I'd fancy a jog to shake it off. Shake it off? Do I look like Taylor fucking Swift? I keep telling him it's not a hangover. I can't sweat it out. What's the best way to explain to Rory just how ghastly periods can be? We've been mates for ages and he treats me like one of his guy friends, so I think he'd be more receptive if he heard it from someone else. I'm hoping you can help me enlighten him. If you read this out, I'll play this out to him, so feel free to address him directly. Crampy Cathy. Rory, if you're listening to this, how to explain the nightmare of bleeding every month?
Yeah, I remember one of my best friends, Kelvin. I love you, Kelvin. I remember I was due my period and I've got PMDD. And I literally am like, I'm not saying the day before my period, and I'm very snappy. I ended up getting him a little crocodile keyring to say sorry for how snappy I was that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, matching one because my periods. And I think we were in Ocean Club in Ibiza and I just didn't want to be there. But now he really gets my cycles, my gay best friend. So I think if you really explain in detail how your hormones affect your brain and you can't help it, show him things on social media, TikTok, Instagram, articles about it for him to read, and then he probably will really start to understand it. And the more he's going to live with you, the more he's going to be like, wow, this is a thing.
Yeah, I do think, though, I mean, this is just, like, it is annoying that we have to explain this shit to men, like, because, and then we get told off for talking too much about it. Like, that's the other thing, like, oh, that's enough. I don't want to hear any more about periods or the menopause. And I'm like, do you know what? If men got periods and went through the menopause, it's the only thing we'd ever hear about. Like, we'd be like, oh, right, come on, let's carry on talking about it. There'd be like television programs hosted by Jeremy Clarkson where him and his mates like tested out all the different types of ways to, like feminine hygiene or masculine hygiene, as it would not be known. They'd just call it what it was, or HRT or whatever. And, we'd never hear the fucking end of it.
Yeah.
So that's just me letting off a bit of steam about how annoying it is that Rory hasn't got a fucking clue what it is like to have a period.
And you can't control the hormones.
No, and when people go, oh, it's just hormones, I'm like, what do you mean just hormones? Like, hormones are the most powerful chemicals known to humankind.
Yeah.
Why are we dismissing the female ones?
Yeah.
That's another episode. I just want to let you know I don't get periods anymore. And it is a fucking revelation.
Oh, my God.
Wonderbar.
Wow.
As my father would say. Not about periods, because he doesn't understand what they are.
Yeah, sure thing.
Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah?
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Final question. Dear Bryony and Helen, I recently started my first job at a PR firm and I'm feeling a bit like a square peg in a round hole. All my life, I've been told I'm too much. Too enthusiastic, too expressive, too eager. I genuinely thought that the dynamic world of PR would be the perfect place for my energy and creativity. However, the office is more subdued than I expected. During meetings, I can't help but share a flood of ideas and get visibly excited about projects, but my colleagues seem taken aback by my enthusiasm. In casual conversations, I dive deep, but others keep things on the surface. I'm beginning to worry that my intensity is overwhelming everyone. I don't want to suppress who I am, but I also want to fit in and build good relationships at work. How can I embrace my authentic self without becoming a barrier in my professional environment? Is there a way to be true to myself while adapting to the office culture? I'd really appreciate any insight you can offer, Freya.
Oh, bless Freya. I feel for her so much.
I actually think I am Freya. You know, Helen, how people they often go, I feel like I'm not enough. I have the complete opposite, which is I feel like I'm too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I guess is the same, but it's kind of just, it's two sides of the same coin, right?
Not in an arrogant way, but who cares what people think? As long as Freya, she's a good person and people probably will get used to your ways. She sounds amazing. It's good to be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Why would you rather be a bore?
I know. Also, I think Freya should consider that she might actually be helping people in loads of ways without realising it. So they may be quiet and they may be not talking about their feelings or enthusiastic, but they may really admire the fact that Freya is, and that may give them permission outside of the office to dive a little bit deeper with their friends.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should ever edit yourself, because if it is a problem, it's probably not the right place for you to be working at. If someone is telling you to edit yourself, just get them the fuck out of your life.
Yeah.
Freya, the one thing I'll say is that you are you. You are supposed to be you. The universe wants you to be you, right? And you are not responsible for other people's feelings and the way they experience stuff. And, I just think turn up and be authentically you and trust that when you share with people, you're helping them in ways that you might never know.
Definitely. I think Freya will maybe struggle a little bit more mental health wise if she suppresses who she is.
Yes, I think you're right. I think a lot of depression and anxiety comes from basically us resisting being ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what it comes from. It's I'm not able to be true to myself today. And our brains will let us know when that is happening.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say to Freya, maybe just see how the job goes, but maybe that isn't the right environment if she continually feels like that all the time. It's not good for you, is it?
But also, Freya, question, is this something you've been told from your childhood? Have your parents told you that you're too much? Because it may be that no one at work has even noticed how you are. And what you're actually bringing isn't lots of, excess energy. You're actually just bringing your own faulty core beliefs from your childhood. And actually everyone just thinks you're exactly the right amount of Freya. Everyone's yeah, Freya's great. And what you're bringing is just kind of a weird belief that you have that has been drummed into you by someone that isn't actually true.
And so many times as well, some people are so busy with their own shit in their own head, they actually probably don't even realise.
Oh my God, yes. And if they do have a problem with it, it is totally their problem, not yours, Freya. Just be you. Episode 14, you've been wonderful. Hello? What's that? There's going to be an episode 15? Hooray! This week, I'm recommending something that you've probably already sat down and binge watched, because everyone has. But if you haven't, you need to do it. And that is Rivals on Disney+. Oh my God, it is so much fun. So much escapism, and there is so much Aidan Turner in it. And he's just 1 week, I'll tell you about the time I got drunk with Aidan Turner, but that was obviously before I got sober. This week, can I just say, everyone, that the producer makes me do these ridiculous outros. This week, he's making me ask you to subscribe in a TikTok ASMR style. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, maybe even leave a review. Next week, I'll be joined by Dorno Porter, where we'll be talking all about the power of female friendship. See you on Monday.